it feels like we're constantly bombarded these days, right? Emails piling up, video calls all over the calendar, those messaging apps just buzzing nonstop. We're more digitally connected than ever, but have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, something's still missing compared to like actually being with someone face to face?
Yeah, I think you've hit on something there for sure. And that's exactly what we're going to be digging into today. We're talking about why those in-person interactions still carry so much weight, even in this digital age.
Totally. So we're diving into this article by the Ducks Digital, and they really get into the nitty-gritty of why face-to-face meetings are so important.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Have you ever tried to like really hash something out over email versus sitting down with someone at a table? There's just a different feeling, right?
It's a huge difference.
It is. And this article points out some specific advantages that come with being in the same room with someone. And one of the things they highlight is, well, it sounds so basic, but it's powerful. It's the handshake.
Oh yeah, the handshake.
That simple act.
There's something about it. It's like an instant sense of reassurance.
Right. It's tangible. It's a physical connection. You can't really replicate that through a screen, can you?
No, you can't. And you know what else is interesting? When you build on that idea of actually being physically present, think about like brainstorming sessions or those times when you're trying to solve a tricky problem.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when you're sharing ideas around a table, bouncing things off each other, there's a kind of, I don't know, there's a flow, right? A natural back and forth. You get those sparks of insight that, honestly, you might miss in a digital setting.
It's so true. And sometimes it feels like in the digital world, everything's got to be so structured. It's like a carefully choreographed dance. But in person, it's more like playing catch. You're more free to just like toss ideas around.
Yeah, exactly. And, another big thing that comes into play with face-to-face interaction is being able to, look someone in the eye.
Oh, absolutely. Eye contact.
It's huge for building trust, and that's something that digital communication, even with video calls, sometimes struggles with. You just don't get the same level of connection.
Right. There's so much more to communication than just the words themselves. It's the body language, those subtle cues you pick up on when you're actually with someone. It gives you a better sense of whether they're being sincere.
And that leads us right to the issue of clarity, too.
Oh, tell me about it.
So many times, you send an email and you think, okay, that's crystal clear, but then you get a reply that's just like completely off base. And then it's this whole back and forth trying to untangle the misunderstanding.
It can be so frustrating.
It really can, but when you're face to face, you can actually see if someone is getting what you're saying. You can pick up on those confused looks, clarify things right then and there. It just saves so much time and energy.
It prevents those endless email chains that just end up making things worse. And, it makes me think about relationships, too.
How so?
Well, I think about the relationships that really last, the ones you can really count on. Those relationships often start with that face-to-face interaction.
Interesting.
It's like there's a deeper level of connection forged when you're sharing the same physical space. It's something I think digital tools haven't quite managed to replicate.
It makes sense. And, there's data to back this up, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Harvard Business Review did some research, and they found that face-to-face requests are way more successful than email. Like, we're talking 34 times more effective when it comes to getting a positive response.
Woo, 34 times. That's a pretty compelling statistic.
It is, right? It really underscores the power of that personal touch. And Forbes chimes in here, too. They found that a huge majority of professionals, like around 85%, believe that those in-person meetings lead to stronger, more authentic relationships.
Okay, so we're seeing a clear pattern here.
Definitely. And, we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge that the digital world has brought some undeniable benefits to the table, too.
Oh, for sure. For quick updates, sharing information efficiently, saving time and money on travel, digital communication is amazing. Like, it's indispensable.
Exactly. It's not about saying one is better than the other. It's more about finding that sweet spot, like using digital tools in a way that actually supports and enhances our human connections.
Right. It's about using the right tool for the job. And recognizing that digital communication shouldn't be about replacing those personal connections altogether.
I think of it this way. Digital tools can kind of amplify what's already there. They can streamline things, especially for those more routine tasks. But for building those foundational relationships, for navigating those really complex issues, being there in person adds this whole other dimension.
It's like digital communication is the icing on the cake. But that face-to-face interaction is the cake itself.
Exactly. It's the foundation.
It all boils down to that idea that people buy people.
Oh, yeah. That's so true.
At the end of the day, human connection is at the heart of so many successful interactions. No matter how polished your digital communication might be, that genuine human element carries so much weight. And so often the best way to establish that connection is, well, face-to-face.
Couldn't agree more. So the key takeaway here is that while digital tools are definitely essential in today's world, that fundamental human need for direct connection, for that personal touch, is still vital. It's that in-person element that often provides the bedrock for trust, for truly clear understanding, and for building those really strong, lasting relationships.
So here's something to think about as you go about your day. Are there situations in your work or even in your personal life where a face-to-face conversation, even a quick one, could make a much bigger impact than another email or phone call? Where could that personal touch be the key to taking things to the next level or really strengthening a connection in a way that just wouldn't be possible through a screen?
That's a great question to ponder.
It is. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive.
My pleasure. It's been a great conversation.